set. All right, it was telling me it had sound. Now it's telling me again, so let me know. There we go. Hopefully that means I have sound this time. We'll see from your responses. I know that's a little delay with that, so okay. We can hear now. All right. Apologize for that. So you had a little experience of silence in our morning meditation. Just not quite the silence that you hoped for, or I hoped for. All right. My apologies again. That looked like I was nice and loud for y'all, but obviously I wasn't. So just returning to what's our word for the day, coming from dailyword.org, and it's joy, and that divine joy is really the experience of that we're talking of divine joy um, as being mine. So divine joy is mine. Divine joy being, from what Charles Fillmore says, divine joy, which Charles is the co-founder of Unity, for those of you that don't have that much experience in Unity, knowing that there were two co-founders, Myrtle and Charles, husband and wife. And Charles was the great writer. We see so much of his material. Actually, his material was transcribed. He was the great speaker, and it was converted into writings. And Myrtle was, in some ways, the great letter writer in that collaboration that between them that helped create the foundation that we know as Unity today. Anyway, Charles Fillmore says of divine joy that it's the happiness of God expressing through you and through this perfect idea that is you, through human beings. Um, so if we get rid of the anthropomorphic he and him and his in that statement, it's God happiness is expressing as me, or maybe more concise, it's God happiness expressing. So our divine joy is God happiness expressing. Wow. That is, to me, a great and profound statement, because I would like divine joy, not just that transient joy of life, right? Those things that come and go and fall away, and yay, I have them this moment, and then the next moment in life, whoop, not quite so joy-filled. But to have divine joy, that God happiness and that persistence of that. So when I think about divine joy, I also wonder why it is that we naturally don't seem to be aware of that divine joy. Now, in essence, naturally, we are that divine joy, and that it's arising in us all the time. It's what is our experience of it, and how do we connect with it? So if we understand that this divine joy isn't something outside of us, something that we need to obtain and pull to us, to make be present in our life by what we do externally for ourselves, then we can come back to then how do we access this divine joy? And the image that comes to me when I actually even think about that is the idea of a hot dog and a bun, because I think that I keep having to put or access something that's within, like that hot dog being held within a bun, that I need to go find that which is within me. When essence, well, there aren't two things taking place here. And that our meditation is us reaching out to sometimes try to align those two, when essence, our meditation is simply stepping into the consciousness that then allows us to know, to have the experience of us being that God mind, principle, law, that divine joy. So our meditations take us there when there really isn't a there to go to. It's us being. Someone says, I have a spider on my shoulder. Well, then let him hang out. Um, in my old house, spiders are not an uncommon occurrence. So thank you for that. So I have no fear. Actually, they're my friends because if there's spiders here, they're eating something else. Now, coming back to the idea for us that meditation for us is, it can be used in so many ways, but it's to step us back into that recognition, bringing us closer, not to like a dog and a hot dog, closer to the dog, but closer to our own full recognition and experience of the dog being us. So I'm taking today as a meditation for us to really just allow us to come back to the silence, which the silence is that fullness of divine joy. It's us experiencing that. And we can talk about it, we can write about it, we can read about it, we can think about it. But it's not going to unfold for us until we allow it to be that awareness that arises and we have the experience of it, a conscious experience of it. So during our meditation, we're going to hold the idea of divine joy. So as you're willing today, inhaling and taking a good breath, just allowing ourselves in this moment to relax, to allow our mind and our body to relax. And whether you close your eyes or keep them open, you're allowing that relaxation to flow. Maybe you think of it today as starting at the top of your head, relaxing your scalp, and knowing that relaxation moves down. And with each breath, I'm relaxing more deeply into this great experience of being calm and at ease. Knowing that the radiant power of love, divine joy, is yours, is here, now. You are whole and perfect. Divine joy flows through you. It's not separate. It doesn't have to be chased. It is here. It's expressing and awakening all that you are. Every atom of your being is expressing this divine love, divine joy. And it contains wholeness, happiness, wisdom, knowledge, and it is continuous and harmonious. It is an experience that can't be taken away, limited, constrained, It is life itself. It is you. So we continue to settle in, knowing what we are settling into is more than a dog in a bun, that it's connection, flow, an expression of divine love, moving us into the awareness and experience that divine love is who I am. And that in divine love flows our experience and our recognition of divine joy. In our time together now, we return to that place of divine love. We did not have to journey. We simply return into the expression. There is one power and one presence, and I am that one power and one presence. And my ownership is of divine joy. God happiness dwells here. I bring myself now through these thoughts and ideas into the truth. Silence. Silence abounds. Silence is all that there is. I return. I rest in and through. Silence. In this silence, I am flowing. It is still and it is flowing. Allow myself to pause like the space between my inhalation and my exhalation. I pause. I return myself to the pause. Sitting back into the silence. Knowing that silence is mine, that I am the silence. All is contained there. And revealed to me is that I am that silence, divine love, divine joy, the illumination in silence is my illumination. There is a boundlessness. I am not limited by my day-to-day expectations and limitations. I am aware of the power and the presence that I am, the truth that is awakened and aware and living as I am. I have this sense of freedom, of imagination, of limitlessness. I am the full expression and power and presence of divine joy. God happiness is who I am. I take into my day now divine joy, God happiness, discovering more God happiness in each experience of my day. Each face shows me God happiness. Each experience reveals to me God happiness. I know who I am, and the world reveals and mirrors back to me who I am. So bringing yourself back to the present awareness, back to knowing that you have a day to move into, experiences to have. Take into it divine joy. In your full awareness and consciousness of who you are and who you will be during this day. Say, I am divine joy. divine joy is mine. And so it is. And so it will be. And so I am. Thank you for being here today. I invite you to check out unityfortworth.org for what might be taking place through this week that you would be interested in. You can find it on the calendar, so events that are happening this week, next week, but it's worth checking out because there might be something else there that you enjoy, that you get the opportunity to bring your own divine joy into and experience for yourself. Thank you for bearing with me with my wonderful technical challenges today. And I never saw my spider, so hopefully he's moved on to happier hunting grounds. So thank you for that awareness, that I wasn't alone today. And hopefully that was our experience of that, more so than just the presence of me and a spider, to knowing that we as a community, we aren't alone. We join together today, but that we have a connection. And that connection is to a one source. And that hopefully through these experiences together, we've amplified that awareness of the silence and our experience of one. So thank you. Have a blessed day. See you next time.